Welcome to Your Limitless Life, the podcast where creativity meets transformation. I'm Jane Bellante, artist, coach, and entrepreneur, here to help you let go of fear, embrace your power, and create the life and business you've always dreamed of. Each week, we'll explore the tools and stories that inspire growth and action. If you're ready to break free and live your limitless life, you're in the right place. Now let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Motivation Monday on the Your Limitless Life podcast with Jane Bellante. I'm so excited to be here. January, we are talking all about fear. And so today we are talking about what lesson or lessons is fear trying to teach you. So if you are here with me live, please say hello. You could be in my Limitless Creators Hub free Facebook group with me live every single Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, or you could be listening to the replay on the Your Limitless Life podcast, or you can be watching on my YouTube channel as well. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So today we are talking about, like I said, what lessons can fear teach us? And next week, Monday, we are actually, when I say we, I mean me, in here in this group, we are having our first activation series class, and it is all about fear and transcending the fear. Say that 10 times fast. And I'm so excited about it. So if you haven't registered for that activation class yet, do so. I will have the link here live in the comments or in the show notes on YouTube or the Your Limitless Life podcast. Get in there. When you register, you actually get a free bonus gift from me. And throughout the month, I will actually be sending you some extras to help you with whatever the topic is for the month. And this month, it's fear. So, what I want to say is that, like, fear is necessary. Fear is necessary for us to actually learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn so that we can live the life that we actually wish we could live. So, what are you afraid of? I want to ask you what you are afraid of in your life. And if you're here with a business, and I know a lot of you are, what are you afraid to do in your business? This is a big one. This is a big one. But it really and truly applies to your life. And I want you to understand that if you are a solo entrepreneur, your life and your business are completely 100% intertwined, right? So what are you not letting yourself do? And I've asked this question a number of times. I think I even asked it last week. But what are you not letting yourself do or be in your life or in your business? And, one example that I came up with is that I know that a lot of us are afraid to actually step into our power and be the expert that we actually are. And so we compare ourselves with other people. We go, oh, no, I'm not like her. And this is, even though you know you're amazing, even though you know your stuff, like you're creating whatever it is you're doing for your business, it makes you feel good. And that's why you're doing it. And that's why you're passionate about being here, right? But we tell ourselves stuff. We tell ourselves lies. Maybe I don't know my stuff. Or, I really love this, but I don't have a degree in it, so I really can't move forward because, people will know that I'm a fraud or a fake, or people will know, or I actually taught myself this, and like, how could I teach others? Even though you know deep down inside that you know your stuff, that this is what you're passionate about, right? Or we say like, oh, so-and-so is already doing this, and they're doing it better than me, so that means I can't do it, and how am I ever going to compare to them, right? Is this hitting home with anybody? I'm afraid to step into the unknown. And that's the deal, is because the limiting beliefs, the things that we tell ourselves over and over and over, is to keep us from stepping into something that we don't know. but we really wish we could have. Like, what do we know? We know the stories that keep us safe. We know the stories that keep us in our own personal lack hole, right? So if we can actually identify the fear, because we just started, I asked you, what are you afraid of, right? If we actually can identify that fear, we can actually begin to look at what that fear is. What is the lesson? What is it trying to tell you? And what are you really, really, really afraid of? That's big. So I'm going to share that for me. Hey, Pam and Leilani and Kim and Julie, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so for me, it's allowing myself to be worthy. When I get down to it, all the little fears, all the comparing, all the saying so-and-so's better than me, all of that, if I get down to the root, the nitty-gritty, it's because I think I'm not worthy. Whether that comes out of your mouth or not, that's generally the root of all of our fears. And I'm not talking about like being in a dark alley and having somebody run after you with a machete or something fear, right? I'm talking about the fear that we stop ourselves from doing what we actually want. That's the kind of fear I'm talking about. I have sat in fear and shame and doubt for the greater part of my life. And it feels, I'm on Facebook here and I'm on my podcast, so I'm not going to curse, but it feels crummy. It doesn't feel good to sit in shame and fear and doubt. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. And it's the identification of this fear, like me really diving into it and understanding that everything I'm afraid of, I'm keeping myself from having it because I don't think I'm worthy. And I want you to kind of sit with this for a second, because this Motivation Monday chat is all about the lessons that fear is bringing to us so that we learn. So if you're afraid to be seen, what's the actual fear? Like, I'm afraid to be seen. I'm afraid to be seen. What's the actual fear? What is the actual fear? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's the identification of this fear that has led me to understand the thought patterns that I have that are false, that are lies, that came from limiting beliefs that either other people handed to me or the experiences that I've had in my life leading me to believe that I am unsafe being myself. And what I want you to think about is, why do you think you have these experiences? Are these experiences here to stomp you down? Because we don't live on this earth to live in lack. We're not here to live in lack. We are here to ascend. It's the ascension of our souls, right? The ascension. We've all heard that before. We're here to ascend. So what if you could look back on your life and you could see and understand every little incident that you've had and every wall that you've built up because of fear of that incident happening again? What if you understood that that was the lesson that you're here to learn? What are we really afraid of? That's our biggest lesson. That's our biggest lesson. Good morning, Melanie. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. The thought patterns that I have that are my big things are that I'm ignored, for one. People don't see me. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I'm ignored and people don't see me. Okay, those are two thought patterns that go through my head. I'm not enough. There's never enough. So My fear is that people will actually see me. Right? I just said my thought patterns are that I'm ignored and that people don't see me. But my fear is that people will actually see me. They'll see that I'm messy. They'll understand that I'm human. They'll see my flaws. So I'm not seen is a repetitive thought pattern in my head, but yet I'm afraid to be seen. Does it make sense? Does this make sense? People will see me. That's what I'm afraid of. When all I'm fighting for, all I have been fighting for, and I hate that sort of battle fight mentality, like we're softening that. But I want you to understand that before I dug into this and understood my own thought patterns, which lead to my fear, I was in a fight to be seen all the time. Fight. I gotta fight to be seen. Yet, why wasn't I being seen actually? Because I wasn't allowing it. I was not allowing it. And it's so crazy how debilitating that is. And I know some of you that are here with me live right now feel that too. You feel that debilitation and you're freaking sick of it. Our own fears are actually stopping ourselves from being, doing, and having what we want in our life. And it's not the reality of who we truly are. It's the experiences that we've had that have taught us, like, oh, no, I can't, I'm not safe, I can't talk, I can't speak, no one can see me, I can't be myself, I can't do what I want to do, I'm being used or taken advantage of, like all of those things that our brain goes, you're not safe, remember, you're not safe. And that is just a repetitive, negative thought pattern that's in your brain. Your body's addicted to that feeling, so it has the brain create the thought that keeps you in those feelings. And what I want to say is that when you identify the fear and you understand the root of it, you can start to change it. And you can start to have your body be addicted to feelings of excitement and joy and love instead of stuck in the lack hole. We're really worthy. We're really limitless. We really are here to love ourselves in the greatest, definition of what that even means. Amanda, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Yep, Melanie said, I have a fear of being the center of attention. I can't speak in front of a crowd. And so what I'm saying to you is, you're saying the fear is that you don't want to be the center of attention. I'm saying the fear is that you truly think something else about yourself. And do you wish that you could speak in front of a crowd? Like, is that the dream? Like, man, I really wish I could let myself do that because it'd be great. But you're telling yourself something else. What is the actual fear? It's not of being the center of attention. I'm here to probably, point to you that it's your fear that you're not worthy. Again, it's just like me. I'm afraid people will see me, but I want to be seen. It's nuts. So what if you could understand that the biggest thing that you fear is your greatest lesson? Last week, we talked about a roadmap or like a path. Once you identify the fear, you can go down this path and explore the lesson, right? So we can explore this lesson and we can allow ourselves grace because we're here to learn. We aren't dumb. We aren't ugly. We aren't unworthy. We are actually the exact opposite of that. And when you start to get glimpses of this, you start to understand, and then you can pause and be like, wait a minute. Now I see why my whole life has repeated this lesson over and over and over. And the thoughts that keep you there, they keep coming back. They keep coming back because they are neural pathways in your brain. They're literal game trails. There's like a here and a here, and it goes right across your brain. That's what it is. It's a thought pattern in your brain. And guess what? Even though your thoughts are so automated, you don't even know you're saying them, I'm here to tell you that you aren't your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts. So if you can think something negative about yourself, you can also think what is actually true about yourselves, that you are limitless, that you are worthy, that you do fit in, that you don't have to cover up hustle or use hustle to cover up emptiness. I did that for years. I didn't allow myself to pause, taking care of everybody before myself. And that was so rooted in the fear of I'm not enough. I better take care of everybody. They better think I'm a good mom. Like all of that. And I say mom because I definitely handed my identity over to, well, I'm a mom, nothing else. I didn't have any other identity, really, for a long time. But what is the lesson that fear is urging you to learn? What is it? And what if you allowed yourself to learn it? What if you were the person already on the other side of that fear? Because when you start to identify the fear and when you start to understand that you are telling yourself that you're not worthy, that you're dumb, that you're fat, that you don't matter, that, you can't have connection, that you, like all of the things you can't allow, you can't receive, all the things. Once you identify that, you start to understand reality, the real reality. You start to understand the truth, the real truth, and that you are the one holding yourself back. We can look around and see all these amazing people who are doing all these amazing things, and we can tell ourselves, man, I wish I could do that, but that's not for me. I'm not good enough. Do you think those people, I'm thinking about, and I always use this as a example, but there was a Paralympian archer woman, and she literally was hitting bullseyes using her legs to shoot the bow and arrow. Okay? So, like, if she can overcome her limitations, so can you. So can I. So can I. It literally is just rewiring your brain. It's a repetitive negative thought pattern. If you turn it into a repetitive positive thought pattern and be committed to that, your mind will be blown. Your mind will be blown. So the fear is a lesson. First, you're going to ask yourself, what is the fear? And then you're going to ask yourself, what is the real fear? What's the fear? What's the real fear? And then what is this real fear trying to tell me? What is the lesson? So I will repeat those. What is the fear? What is the real fear? What is this real fear trying to tell us? And what is the lesson? And one of the big lessons that I am getting, and like I already knew this. Listen, I used to teach 5 yoga classes a week. I was totally into meditation and all of that. Like, I already know all of this, right? And I know that slowing down and actually caring for yourself, I know that it's actually good for me, right? So do you. So do you. But when you're sort of mired in the fear and you're in the hamster wheel, and you're allowing yourself to stay in the hamster wheel, and you get physically burned out, you get sick, right? Because that's constant fight or flight. And constant fight or flight is the creator of all disease, dis-ease, right? So I was in that hamster wheel for so long, fighting to be seen, and at the same time, stopping myself from being seen. And never allowing for rest, never allowing for fun. And yeah, I mean, I had fun because I was making art. Like, that's amazing, But like inside, always cringing, always like, oh my God, is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to be good enough? And it's in the slowing down that the truth prevails, for one. And you really and truly start to understand that if you slow down and actually love yourself more, your life expands. It's in the slowing down. That's like you've heard the stop and smell the roses. It's in the slowing down that the healing begins. It's allowing yourself to feel and be compassionate towards yourself. And not only compassionate, but be understanding. Like, you can forgive yourself for the past because you are human and you are here to learn lessons. Does that make sense? And then we make those lessons mean something about ourselves. When in actuality, all that it means is that you're human and that you're learning lessons, and you will continue to get the lesson over and 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 over until it's learned. So what if at the root of your fear, what if that unworthiness is your greatest lesson? What if we are here to understand that we are worthy and that we can give ourselves everything that we want? And I'm saying give ourselves. It's the put your air mask on before your children's air mask if the plane's going down, right? Giving yourself what you need first. Because you hear this too, when you can't fill others from an empty cup, right? When your cup is full, then you can help others. It is the truth, and that's what that means. It's not overgiving to try to fit in. That's me, right? Overgiving, overgive. I better overgive all the time. Otherwise, people will think, I'm not good enough. I better overgive, right? And then I left myself with nothing. I left myself with 99% blockage in my widowmaker artery. That's what I left myself with. And so the slowing down is the beautiful, beautiful realization of what is real. We are here to see the beauty, not only in the world, but in ourselves. We fit in the world just as we are. We are beautiful just as we are. And understanding what your fear is and the root of that fear will change everything for you. So next week is the activation class. It is the fear activation class right here at 10 a.m. Central Time. If you are not registered for it yet, make sure that you register. I will put that. I did not have that ready. Of course I didn't. Why would I have that ready? I'm going to put that link to register right in here. And then if you're listening to this on the podcast, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, it will be in the show notes. So let me just paste that in here right now. And it won't let me. I think it's because it's not even letting me see any of the comments today. So let me paste that in. I really want you to think about this and to not think about it in a way that I'm bad or I'm dumb. Oh, it actually worked. Okay. I'm seeing the comment. I'm going to put it in one more time. And just to be like gentle with yourself, because, we don't know until we know, right? We don't know until we know. It's the forgive them for they know not what they do. It's the same for us. We don't know what we're doing until we know. And when we know is when we can expand. And so looking at the lessons this fear is trying to teach you will really, really open you up to 100% possible 100% of the time. Pure potentiality, limitless. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I have an amazing guest for the podcast on Wednesday. So tune into the Your Limitless Life podcast on Wednesday. You can also watch it on YouTube. My channel is at Jane Bellante or Your Limitless Life with Jane Bellante. And thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next week, Monday, for the activation class.